So we really have tried to create an incredibly immersive, authentic crime drama experience that kind of really explores very challenging topics through this phone-first medium. Hello.
Hey, hello.
How's it going?
Yeah, not bad. Good to see you.
This is Ben, co-founder of Electric Noir.
Hello, and this is Nahal Thoreau, the co-founder and CEO of Electric Noir Studios.
We had the idea for this app, Dead Man's Phone. I think it was 3.5 years ago. But we also had pretty cushy advertising jobs. So we were kind of like working on that on the side. I guess we were kind of working a bit too much on that because the advertising, our boss basically said, you guys aren't really living up to our expectations. And they sacked us basically. And so we were kind of out of a job. We thought we'd try to get another advertising gig. And then we realized we kind of had this golden opportunity where we had this idea we were really passionate about. We didn't really have any commitments or kids or anything. So we thought, why not take a punt on starting this company and trying to realize our vision of Dead Man's Phone.
When we started, we thought we were just making a one-off mobile game to get us another job in an advertising agency, hopefully a better one. But the vision really kind of grew out of the first sort of few months of working on it, when we realized that what we were doing wasn't just a one-off experience, but we could tell multiple stories in this new phone-first format.
So we really have tried to create an incredibly immersive, authentic crime drama experience that kind of really explores very challenging topics through this phone-first medium. We did have a lot of people when we set out saying, you're telling a story about young black male teenagers in London, like how is that going to connect with people on a global stage? We're only now approaching the launch of the full season 1 of Dead Man's Phone. But we've had the first episodes out on beta for the last few years, and we've seen this just incredible reaction. We've had about 200,000 people all over the world just organically downloading the app. We were nominated for Bafta for Best Mobile Game, but we really believe that it doesn't really matter who the people are, as long as you tell a really human story, a meaningful story. And so it's been really exciting to see it connect with such a broad audience. So this is our platform. We've just clicked now onto episode 1 of season 1. Straight away, you're getting a call from your partner, your detective partner, DCI Sutherland.
Hello, detective. I've arrived at the scene at Stafford Tower Block, Peckham.
Your partner is called DCI Sutherland, and we hired this actual detective, and we really didn't need to script him because he is a murder detective. So we just told him, essentially, this, you've arrived at the scene, this is what's happening, just talk as you would normally. And we just got this really authentic dialogue and delivery from him, and you'll hear that in this footage that we're sharing.
There's a kid who's fallen from the block. It's not looking good at all. And the paramedics are working on him now, but it's not looking good. It's really busy with residents down here. Just hang on a sec. Sir, can you just not cross under the tape? Sorry, it's a crime scene. Yeah, thank you for your help. Thanks. Yeah, there's lots of residents down here, but some of them are suggesting that there was a violent incident earlier on, could be connected to the fall.
So here you can choose what your response is to him, and that will affect the
Just looking at
dialogue.
the paramedic now. They're trying to get my attention. Oh, it's not good. No, unfortunately, he's died. Look, it's really busy down here. Let me get up to speed with the other officers that are here, and I'll get back to you shortly. All right, thanks.
So as Detective Sutherland said, there's been a fall, and immediately you're thrown into the victim's phone. So you're kind of jumped into his chat app here. You're looking through conversations with his friends, trying to kind of piece together what happened and how he ended up being pushed off this tower block.
As you can see, all of the
yeah.
yellow bits are clues that you click on, and that kind of navigates you through the story and reveals more options for you as you go forward.
And you can choose your detective name. I've just gone with Sadiq Khan because I know he's a good friend to London Games Festival. So here you're trying to identify with your intelligence officer, Lucas, who we saw on the chat app. So we pulled a clue from the chat app about Lucas. We talked to the intelligence officer, and now we're straight in the interrogation room with Lucas, with Jerome's friend, trying to find out from him what actually happened that night. You know, what was going on. And so that's the core element of the pillars of the game. You find clues in the victim's phone. You take those clues to your police team. You make actions with them, and then, of course, you interrogate suspects. You can see the footage of the interrogation room behind you. So depending on how you conduct yourself in the interview, that will affect, obviously, Lucas's behavior. So if you see here, you can say something very nice to him, or you can insult him saying, "Mummy must be real proud." And you can see, of course, the footage reflects the dialogue, and he's not very happy with you. So it's a very kind of immersive experience, these kind of Zoom interrogations that you conduct. We have a news app called BBO News, which is reporting on your investigation. As every time you make a move in the story, make arrests, of course, the press are covering it because it's a big story. Here you can see a report on Jerome's death that's just come out. Here again is another app, the Photos app. This is all Jerome's photos, and you can see him hanging with his friends, and this is all hanging around Peckham. And again, these are the clues highlighted in yellow. So here we found a new person of interest that we'd want to speak to, which of course is Jerome's girlfriend. So we've taken that clue to our intelligence officer and asked her to identify who that girl is based on the photo.
You can either play it in real time, or you can speed up with fast track. So we've given that option to the player, depending on how they want to play.
And here we are again. We've identified Jerome's girlfriend as Tara Stevenson, and we've got our ground team to bring her in for an interview. And now we're having a chat with her. You're going through his social media, and actually at some point in the narrative, you start chatting with his friends on Jerome's phone, and they actually decide to launch a social media campaign with your help. So you're actually launching a social media campaign in a fictional app we call Snap Life, which is like a kind of Instagram, Facebook app. Here you can see the Snap Life stories coming out when a kind of suspicious rap music video surfaces online. So you can kind of go through the social media posts, try to find clues in that way. Then you're also looking at Jerome's map app. So here we're seeing the actual movements of Jerome and his contacts on the night of the murder. And at first you kind of start looking through his phone. You and the other police officers, I guess, assume that there's something kind of gang related about this murder. The individual comes from black community in London, and there's these kind of stereotypes that swirl around in your investigation. But actually, as you investigate further, you find actually these kids weren't gang members at all, and actually a very different story comes to light. So it's this real kind of world, this kind of mobile first ecosystem that we really have tried to bring to life in a really deep and interactive way. So those are the kind of apps, and here we're coming back. This is the platform really where the episodes live in that kind of experience, and we can see all the episodes laid out. And in future, there'll be, of course, new seasons which are included in this platform.
So yes, thank you very much, London Games Festival, for having us. It's been a pleasure, and thank you, Michael French, for selecting us to show what we're about.
We're super excited at the launch of season 1 of Dead Man's Phone, which is going to be coming out on iOS and Android in mid-March. And if you want to follow us, you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Dead Man's Phone to keep track of the updates there. But thank you so much.
Cheers. Thank you.